morning. And it is a good morning. I've still got the Kimco Maxi XLS scooter to do a review on. So I'm going to go out a bit later on today. It's a Sunday and the weather's nice, so I'm going to go out and do some more video on that and come to a conclusion for a review of the Maxi XLS. Right, things have been moving along. I have got bigger pins, phosphor bronze bushes in the suspension. I've mounted the shock absorbers. These are air ride shock absorbers. They've also had phosphor bronze bushes in the top. So it's coming along. It's coming along slowly because I've got to wait for those motors that are coming from China. They're expected around the 4th of July. I hope they can stick to what they say, so we will see how it goes. Right, so Grumble today is mobility scooters are primarily machines that are designed to enable people with mobility problems to get out and get to places where people would normally walk to or run, and to be a device for the people with movement disabilities. But they're all of a similar design, and the conventional setup is a rear axle with a differential, and honestly I'm not in favour at all of differentials. They're heavy. They do provide gearing which enables a bit more torque to the wheels. But yeah, they do what they do. They allow the inner wheel of a turning arc, the inner wheel to move at a different speed to the wheel on the outside, which has to travel a further distance. But what happens with differentials is it makes the scooter one wheel drive, and if there's a loose surface, slippy mud, slippy water, oil, ice in the winter, the moment one of the rear wheels slips, the differential will put all the power to the wheel that's slipping. You will lose grip. So yes, they have a purpose, but they have a big disadvantage as well. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about, or grumble about, is front wheel drive. I really like front wheel drive, and I would draw an analogy with the off-road cars, the rallycross cars. They all used to be rear wheel drive, engine in the front, transmission shaft and differential, and drive to the rear wheels. Those cars, that's old-fashioned. Those cars were slaughtered the moment Mini came along with its front wheel drive. You could say that Citroën Traction Avant had front wheel drive before they did. And nowadays, most small cars are front wheel drive. It is safer, it is better. You don't have to worry about the back end sliding around, which is very enjoyable, by the way, but it's not necessarily a safety feature. Front wheel drive goes where you're pointed. This scooter has a 750/800 watt motor in the front. So it has a front wheel drive motor. If scooters How can I explain this? The seat is here. The weight of the batteries in a conventional format is under the seat, as is the axle and the motor, so all the weight is on the back. If you have a lot of power, and some rear-wheel drive scooters do have a lot of power, the tendency is, under full power, is to drive into the ground. The power is put into the ground through the wheels, and the tendency is to want to lift the front of the scooter. Add to that an incline, and that tendency to put power down and the tendency to lift on a slope will only result in you going in one direction. That's face over apex. With front wheel drive, that doesn't happen. The power's on the front, and the tendency really is for the back end to grip into the ground. Yes, front wheel drives will lose grip and they will skid, but they're a lot safer. And you're not always climbing slippery grass slope and falling off the back. But front wheel drive is a massive improvement on rear wheel drive. I would like to see scooter manufacturers, it's not beyond the realms of possibility to produce a front wheel drive scooter. Not in this day and age, not with the way motor design is now. Front wheel drive is possible. There have been four wheel drive scooters in the past, and four wheel drive is fantastic, and you can have a system where you can put the power on the back wheels or choose to put the power on the front wheels. That's called power vectoring, and power vectored transmission in mobility scooters is a good idea. I wish somebody would do that. If scooters were made by Mercedes, we would have an S-Class scooter, and that S-Class scooter would be front wheel drive. Manufacturers, are disabled people not worthy of the best in technology? So there we go. My rant today is I would love to see a light aluminium front wheel drive, preferably all wheel drive, but I'd settle for front wheel drive mobility scooter. What do you think? Do you think we're worth it? I do. So there we go. That's my little rumble for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. You can see that Woody is slowly getting there. It's a little bit frustrating, but I came up with this idea to, because I don't have a named brand scooter, Woody is a one-off, I've been able to source some other scooters, and I can do reviews, and I have no axe to grind, and I have no brand loyalty, so I can say what I like. I'm currently testing a Kimco Maxi XLS, and I'm going to do a conclusion, and the quality is excellent, but the conclusion will be a bit of a surprise, because I found out some things and I've experienced some things, and I will be able to come to a fairly honest preview of the scooter, and I hope you enjoy it. It should be something to look forward to. Be about 2 or 3 days before I get there. Anyway, I'm off today to do a bit more videoing. Conclusion tomorrow, Monday, and I should have a finished video by Wednesday, Thursday. So please subscribe. You'll be the first ones in. Fantastic, and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers.